Coach, we watched Vanderbilt lose to Western Kentucky in the opener, but a much better team than probably showed up that night.
Well, I thought they played great defensively against Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, one of the better offensive teams in America, quite frankly, and held them to 11 first downs and held them to the lowest total yardage during the Jeff Brom era, who's the head coach over there at Western Kentucky. I thought they actually played really good. Turned the ball over a little bit. They led in the. I thought they controlled the line of scrimmage. They had more total yards. They had more first downs. They had more time of possession. They just turned the ball over, and they made some mistakes in the red zone. So it's hard to win games when you do that. But if you take away the errors, some of them unforced errors, I think they'd have won the game handily.
I was reading in their media guide, they have more players from Georgia than any other state, including Tennessee. What does that say about the talent pool here, and how hyped up will those guys be?
Yeah, there's a bunch of great players in our state. We know that. And everybody's coming to get them. And there's more than we can have, that's for sure. I know maybe within the last year or two, maybe even currently, there's more scholarship players on SEC teams from Georgia than any state in the Union. And so it's not shocking to hear that stat. And to answer the other part of your question, I think they'll always get excited about playing Georgia, being from Georgia.
With the loss the last time in Nashville, does it kind of help keep everybody's focused, even though Vanderbilt did lose that one?
Well, I hope we'll be focused no matter who won what game. Last year, 2 years ago, last week. If we're not focused, we're not doing a good job of coaching.
Seems like this past week there was more of a concentration on special teams blocking punts. You had 2 blocked punts in the game. It seems in the years past or in the games past you kind of held back a little bit.
Well, we only blocked 1. We should have blocked 2. The one that looked like a block in the beginning, he was kind of like rushing the passer and forcing a bad throw for an interception. He definitely altered his kicking style, or whatever you want to say. The ball it was a 1-yard punt, but it never was blocked. If he'd have kicked it downfield, it would have been blocked, so he was in position, but the ball just got shanked off to the right. So when we looked at the film, as it turned out, Lorenzo did not block the ball. Now Lorenzo, if you remember when the punter had the ball, when he bobbled it and picked it up and kicked it, if Lorenzo would have gone as hard that time as he went the first time, he would have blocked that kick. But of course, DeAndre Walker did block a kick for a safety. So, and we did come after those more so than usual.
Well, that was my question. Can we infer that you're going to do that more this year?
Well, it just depends on the game, on the team. A lot of it's just their operation time. If their operation time's not fast enough, we may decide to go after it. If we don't think they block particularly well, we may go after it schematically. But if they do a good job schematically and they've got a quick operation time, it's almost impossible to block it, so we just soon try to return it.
A lot of key plays made, especially by your linebacker core. What are you seeing out of those guys when they continue just at boot camp and then through the course of the season?
Right. Well, I mean, linebackers should be making the majority of the plays. If you're doing it right, if your down linemen are doing a great job of forcing double teams and not allowing a lineman to come up to the second level, which is where our linebackers are. Usually our linebackers get to make some clean shots in there, get some clean tackles. And then they're also our outside linebackers are the guys that try to produce the pass rush, and when you get them in some third down and long yardage, you can kind of pin your ears back and go hard. So winning first down is huge to get them in the long yardage, so we can go rush the passer with those outside linebackers. And like I said, inside linebackers they ought to be leading your team in tackles.
Earlier in the spring, you said that one of your areas of concern was having a new starting center, new quarterback, and being inexperienced up the gut in your term. Mm-hmm. After watching the film, how do you think Brandon Colano did and Grayson Hunter?
Colano did a really good job. I was never worried about his blocking. I was always worried about his snap. But after he got on the internet and watched some businessman show us how to snap rugby style, it changed his life as a center, and it changed my sleeping pattern as a coach. He took to it pretty good, and when the snapping problem was over, I wasn't worried about him as much. And then, you know, Grayson had a real solid performance, and I think Bryce did too. I think after one game, I'll sleep a little bit better, knowing that these guys will be fine.
Have time for one more.
The SEC Championship and contract extension, of course, that announcement coming this morning. Advantages for Georgia, that being right up the road, and just what do you think about that being in Atlanta for a little longer?
I think we got to get there and win when we get there. I think it's great, though. All right, thank you.